भगवती नष्ट की।
हरे कृष्णा
कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे
कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे
हरे रामा
हरे रामा हरे रामा
राम रामा हरे हरे।
राम राम हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
Hare Krishna, everybody. What is the shloka?
3.29.3.
यो अविज्ञाता हृतस्तस्य
यो अविज्ञाता हितस्तस्य
पुरुषस्य सखेश्वरः
पुरुषस्य सखेश्वरः
यन्ना विज्ञायते पुंभिः
पुंभिः
नामभिः वा क्रिया गुणैः।
नामभिर्वा क्रिया गुणैः।
यो अविज्ञाता हृतस्तस्य
यो अविज्ञाता हितस्तस्य
पुरुषस्य सखेश्वरः
पुरुषस्य सखेश्वरः
यन्ना विज्ञायते पुंभिः
यन्ना विज्ञायते पुंभिः
नामभिः वा क्रिया गुणैः।
नामभिर्वा क्रिया गुणैः।
यो अविज्ञाता हृतस्तस्य
यो अविज्ञाता हितस्तस्य
पुरुषस्य सखेश्वरः
पुरुषस्य सखेश्वरः
यन्ना विज्ञायते पुंभिः
यन्ना विज्ञायते पुंभिः
नामभिः वा क्रिया गुणैः।
नामभिर्वा क्रिया गुणैः।
यो अविज्ञाता हृतस्तस्य
यो अविज्ञाता हितस्तस्य
पुरुषस्य सखेश्वरः
पुरुषस्य सखेश्वरः
यन्ना विज्ञायते पुंभिः
यन्ना विज्ञायते पुंभिः
नामभिः वा क्रिया गुणैः।
नामभिर्वा क्रिया गुणैः।
यो अविज्ञाता हितस्तस्य पुरुषस्य सखेश्वरः यन्य विज्ञायते पुंभिः नामभिर्वा क्रिया Yaha, he who
avigyata, unknown, ahritaha, describe, tasya, of him, purushasya, of the living entity, Sakha, the eternal friend, Ishvaraha, the master, Yat, because, Na, never, Vigyayate, is understood, Ombihi, by the living entities, Namabihi, by names, Va, or Kriya, Gunai, by activities or qualities. A person I have described that unknown is the Supreme Personality Godhead, the Master and the eternal friend of the living entity. Since the living entities cannot realize the Supreme Personality Godhead by material names, activities or qualities, he remains everlastingly unknown to the conditioned soul.
Hare Krishna Prabhupada. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Prabhupada Ki Jai. Because the Supreme Personality of Godhead is unknown to the conditioned soul, he is sometimes described in Vedic literatures as Nirakara, Avignata, or Avan Manasa Gochara. Actually, it is the fact that the Supreme Personality of Godhead cannot be perceived by material senses as far as his form, name, quality, pastimes, or paraphernalia are concerned. However, when one is spiritually advanced, one can understand the name, form, qualities, pastimes, and paraphernalia of the Supreme Lord. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 18.55. Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tattvataha. One can understand in truth the Supreme Personality of Godhead only when one is engaged in devotional service. Ordinary persons engaged in pious and impious activities cannot understand the name, form, activities of the Lord. The devotee, however, can know the personality of Godhead in many respects. He can understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that his address is Goloka Vrindavana, and that his activities are all spiritual. Because the Lord's form and activities cannot be understood by materialistic people, he is described by the Shastras as Nirakara, that is, one whose form cannot be ascertained by the materialistic person. This does not mean that the Supreme Personality of Godhead has no form. It means that it is understood by the karmis or fruitive actors. His form is described in Brahma Samhita as Sachidananda Vigraha, as confirmed by Padma Purana. अथ श्रीकृष्णनामादि न भवेत् ग्राह्यमिन्दिरैः सेवन्मुखे हि जिह्वादौ स्वयम् एव स्फुरति अतः. No one can understand Krishna as he is by utilizing the blunt material senses. However, the Lord reveals himself to his devotees, being pleased with them because of the transcendental loving service rendered unto him. Since the name, form, qualities, and activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna cannot be understood by the material senses, he is also called Adokshaja, meaning beyond sense perception. When the senses are purified by devotional activity, the devotee understands everything about the Lord by the Lord's grace. In this verse, the words Pumbhi Nabhir Va Kriya Gunaihi are especially significant because God Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, has many names, activities, and qualities, although none of them are material. Despite the fact that all these names, activities, and pastimes are mentioned in the Shastras and understood by the devotees, the Kurmis, fruitive laborers, cannot understand them, nor can the Gnanis, mental speculators, can understand them. Although there are thousands of names of Lord Vishnu, the Karmis and Gnanis intermingle the names of the Supreme Lord with the names of the demigods and human beings. Because they can understand the actual name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they take it for granted that any name can be accepted. They believe that since the absolute truth is impersonal, they can call him by any name. Otherwise, they maintain he has no name. This is not a fact. Here it is clearly stated, Nabhir va Kriya Gunaihi. The Lord has specific names such as Rama, Krishna, Govinda, Narayana, Vishnu, Advaita. There are indeed many names, but the conditioned soul cannot understand them. Hare Krishna.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेषाय शून्यवादिपाशात् देशतारिणे जयो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे हरे यो अविज्ञात हृतस्य पुरुषस्य सखेश्वरः यन्ना विज्ञायते पुंभिः नामभिवा क्रिया गुणैः. The person I have described, unknown, the Supreme Personality, Godhead, the Master and the Eternal Friend of the living entity. Since the living entities cannot realize Supreme Personality, Godhead, or material names, activities or qualities remain everlastingly unknown to the conditioned soul. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
So today is the Ekadashi. Find time, don't waste time basically. There's so much service to do, but don't waste time. With certain kind of activities which can be done on other days, we can shift it. Okay, now let us continue. Nama bihi. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Naam bina kichu nahi chauda bhuvana loke. In the 14 words that we see, there is nothing except the name. Very beautiful verse. Because that is the first contact we have with the Supreme Lord. Like we are hearing here, there is a eternal friend of the living entity. Everything belongs to him. But do we have a contact with him? Okay, can we have any? See what happens. It doesn't take much time, 15, 20 days, 1 month, for any person of IQ 100 to understand the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. But then the rest of the life is to slowly realize these things. Yeah? Many times we can understand the philosophy, we can explain, but then there is no realization. Most important is, can I realize? And I am going back to Godhead only when I realize these things. Not that Krishna doesn't care for any theories. Krishna wants realizations. At the time of death, our realizations will be tested. How much realizations we have. Sometimes it is, we may be practicing as a devotee, but we have some desires, material desires. Krishna will fulfill them. Rather for a devotee it is dangerous because by doing devotion service, even though devotion service is not material, but it has the highest punya. So if you are maintaining secretly some desire, that's it. Fulfill that desire, you stay in the material world. We are not able to understand Krishna consciousness actually. So sometimes it happens, surprisingly some desire is being maintained, unwanted desire is being maintained, even though officially we are doing devotional service. You understand? So then when the desires get revealed, then a person thinks, what is this? I have actually no realization. So therefore spiritual life is very introspective. Person realizes. Like we have Krishna is the proprietor, Krishna is the owner. Now have we realized Krishna is owner? Are we convinced? That takes time. Are we convinced this body belongs to the Lord? If you are convinced, you should be using this body in service to the Lord. We are not convinced. Theoretically, I know. What is the big deal, I know? Iha yasya harer dasya karmanam anasagira nikhileshu avastasu jivan mukta sochate. When person actually understands that the body, mind, words, everything belongs to Krishna, he uses for Krishna service, he is liberated already. He is not part of the material world. If you are convinced this body belongs to the Lord and you are using it for the Lord's service, this body is spiritual already. What is material about this body? Like yesterday we were discussing, material word means there is no service spirit. What's the difference between temple and a house? In a house, there is no service spirit. There is no desire to serve the Lord. And in a temple, supposed to be, we have desire to serve the Lord. That makes a difference between a house and a temple. There may be a physical temple, but if we have no desire to serve the Lord, Prabhupada said that bhava is not there, it will become just big godowns, big order to halls, that's all. Use less. Anybody comes to visit the temple, he doesn't become inspired in service to the Lord, because we don't have a desire to serve the Lord. Kha pi ke so gaye bas, kya kar rahe hain, kuch nahi kar rahe. No desire to serve the Lord. I want to do service, I want to do service. That is the result of chanting. If I chant, I develop desire to serve. I want to do some service. I want to serve Krishna. My body belongs to the Lord. This soul belongs to the Lord. My words belong to the Lord. My mind belongs to the Lord. These are the 4 dandas of a sannyasi. Where does it belong to? It's very important. Just like I see this laptop belongs to me. No, it belongs to Krishna. I am using it for Krishna's service. And my mobile belongs to Krishna. So that level of detachment is needed. Where things belong to whom things belong to. There is in Bhagavad Gita an important shloka. Maya tatam idam sarvam. Who knows the shloka?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyaktam murtinam masthani sarva bhutani nachaham teshvavastita. Hare Krishna
Anybody else?
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Bhutani sarvabhutani
मया ततम् इदं सर्वं जगत् अव्यक्तमूर्तिना मतस्थानि सर्वभूतानि न चाहं तेषु स्थितः.
If you read this purport, beautiful shloka, the Prabhupada explained this is actually a difficult shloka of Bhagavad Gita. Difficult, not easy to understand. Prabhupada explains, he says, Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina. I am by my avyakta, by my impersonal feature, I am pervading the whole universe. Mastani sarva bhutani, all the living entities are therefore in me. Naham teshu avasita, but I am not there. So Prabhupada explained in the purport this shloka, he says that he is there, but you have no capacity to realize him. Therefore he says, Naham teshu avasitaha. This shloka is explained in so many ways actually. Everybody appreciates this point? He is there, but can we appreciate him? Can we realize him? Can we aware that actually he is there? No, I agree he is there and everything belongs to him, but then why you are thinking this body belongs to you? That means you are just speaking. You don't actually accept at the core of the heart. So if you see the conclusions of Krishna consciousness here, that Krishna is the best friend of living entity, the unknown one, this has to be realized. This has to be realized. But where does it begin? It begins at Shravana. Every day we say the same thing, everything becomes a Shravana. When you read Srila Prabhupada's books with great attention, that is Ajito Apijita. You can conquer the unconquerable Krishna just by hearing the words of Acharya. You can conquer the unconquerable. Naham teshu avastitaha. So we have to appreciate this point that everything belongs to Krishna. This body belongs to him. Whatever you see in this world belongs to him. Then what do you do? When you are thinking how to offer everything to Krishna, then you are not living in the material world, you are living in the spiritual world. So this shloka is very famous shloka. You saw that today. Who knows the shloka Kantastha? Atava Shri Krishna?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Atma Shri Krishna Namadhena Bhaved Grahyam Indriyaihi Jiven Mukhehi Jihvado Swayam Eva Spuratyatah. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Very, very famous shloka. Beautiful. Okay? That is the sum and substance of our philosophy. Na bhaved graham indriyai. By the gross senses we cannot capture Krishna. Krishna knows our condition because we are in the material body and we have no service spirit at this moment. Krishna knows. So therefore we cannot see him. Otherwise Brahma Samhita says, Premanjana
प्रेमाञ्जनच्छुरितभक्तिविलोचनेन सन्तः सदैव हृदयेषु विलोकयन्ति यं श्यामसुन्दरमचिन्त्यगुणस्वरूपं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि.
Beautiful. Okay? So, Prema Anjana, when the eyes are filled with love of Krishna, Churita, when we have come to that situation, the eyes are filled with love of Krishna, actually it should be. The Shastra says, if you hear the name of Krishna, you think about Krishna, and tears don't come to your eye, you're a really hard-hearted person, Just imagine, in this world, when you hear something material, a person did that, tears come in the eyes. But no tears come for Krishna. He's so merciful, but no tears of gratitude. But Prema Anjana, when out of love, out of gratitude, out of feeling of intense compassion of Krishna, we feel that Krishna is so great, but he's so kind, he's so merciful to me. And we develop tears in our eyes, Prema Anjana, but this will not happen unless the heart is purified. Okay? Therefore, with the gross senses, you cannot understand Krishna. Okay? No bhavet graham indriye, with the gross senses that I have today, in which there is no prema anjana, we cannot understand Krishna. Sevon mukhai jivado. Okay? So similarly, prema anjana charita, santa sadeva, constantly they see the Lord. Hridayeshu below. Yama Sham, what do they see the Lord as? Shama Sundara. So beautiful. Govinda Madi Purusham Tamam Madhyami. So this is the situation, but where? Long way to go. Long way to go. Therefore, today Ekadashi day, I said no need to fix numbers. There was Srila Prabhupada time, somebody said 25 on Ekadashi, Prabhupada became upset and angry. Why this nonsense is being started? I said 16, that's enough. But if you get time, just like sometimes people go for shopping on Ekadashi. Now, so you don't have to do on Ekadashi, you could do some other days. You're traveling, we avoid on Ekadashi day now. But not that we sleep. No, we actively engage, but try to do more Shravanam on Ekadashi day, but don't sleep. And Shravanam means read Srila Prabhupada books. That is Shravanam. Okay? Prabhupada says at least 6 times we should read his book, then we can read other things. Our heart has to become fixed on the lotus feet of Prabhupada, totally convinced, yes, this is my foundation. And I realize the words that he is telling, not just reading academic, realizing, reading from the heart. Just like today I cannot see Krishna. So what do the first thing I do? Very submissively I hear the holy name of the Lord. That is the first thing I do. And then what happened? The holy name reveals itself. So sweet. That is the first contact I have with the spiritual domain. Otherwise it's all story, no? Okay. The next thing is the Rupa. The deities in the temple are so beautiful. That is not in the first stage. As we said many times, to hold attention to the deity is more than 5 seconds. It is not easy. हम लोग का दर्शन कितना होता है? 5 सेकेंड. ज़्यादा जरूरत ही नहीं है. We don't see only more than that because we are not spiritually developed. And then guna, the activities of the Lord, the qualities of the Lord, these cannot be understood in a material way because they are spiritual. Janma karma chame.
जन्म कर्म च मे
जन्म कर्म
दिव्यम्
च मे दिव्यम्
एवं यो वेत्ति तत्त्वतः त्यक्त्वा देहं पुनर्जन्म नैति मामेति सोऽर्जुन.
So janma karma of the Lord are completely spiritual activity. Okay? But can I see that? I cannot see that. If you can see the birth and activities of the Lord are spiritual, just by that, you will not take birth again in this world. If this much is achieved, what is achieved? That the birth and activities of the Lord are spiritual, we do not take birth in this world again. Taktva deham punarjanma naiti mam. Then we not take birth again. There is no punarjanma. Chame divyam. They are totally transcendental. So it's not easy to come to this platform. We can appreciate theoretically. हाँ भाई philosophy समझ आएगा कृष्णा. Realize करो ना. Whole life is to realize each element of Krishna consciousness. And that requires to realize things is not easy. For realization, there is sadhana is the forced way to do some service to the Lord. Forced way. That's why at a sadhaka means whole day he is forced. Disciple means he is disciplined. Whole day he is engaging himself forcefully. Not that man nahi kar raha hai. That is not sadhaka. Sadhaka means he is pushing himself. Vacho vegam. Manasa krodha vegam. Vegam means there is pushing. So similarly, we also have to push ourselves for service to Krishna. That is the stage of sadhana. Sevonmukhi jivado. When this pushing continues, swayameva spuratiyata. Gradually the taste for service to the Lord will awaken within the heart. God help those who help themselves. And then we will come to the situation, premanjana. Not that without doing sadhana, without following regulatory principle, some prema will come. Then you become sahajiya. Sahajiya means cheap. Cheap means cheap, useless person. He somehow wants to achieve high ecstasy without doing sadhana, without being fully engaged, rigorously being engaged in service to Krishna. He thinks, I will advance his spiritual life. He will not advance. Well, like roaming, so many dogs are roaming, he will be roaming, life will be over. What is the problem when you see a dog? He is simply roaming whole day without any purpose. Simply roaming. Idhar ja raha, udhar ja raha. Kuch nahi. He doesn't have clear what's the goal of his life. Now we say theoretically I have understood goal of the life, but then it is not visible in our life. Therefore in ISKCON there is the famous term spaced out. Spaced out means हवा में देख रहा है, कुछ नहीं कर रहा है. No. Every day morning we should have, these are the 10 things I'll do, 20 things I'll do, and whole day I'm engaged. That means a life is purposeful. And such a life is so blissful actually. Okay? And gradually as we are engaged, the heart will be purified. And once the heart is purified, then by the mercy of Krishna, not by our mental gymnastic, by the mercy of Krishna, taste is awakened within the heart. And then, it's very nice. So therefore our life is a balance. There is Pancharatrika Vidhi, there is Bhagavat Vidhi. Correct? Pancharatrika Vidhi means some service to the Lord, personal service, practical service to the Lord. And Bhagavat Vidhi. There is Shravanam Kirtanam. More or less the sadhana we can say is Bhagavad Vidhi. But then there are activities whole day. Is the Pancharatrika Vidhi. We are running around, doing something for the Lord whole day. So that becomes very blissful experience. So to come to the realization that nothing belongs to me, it's a very beautiful Krishna consciousness. Tvam akinchana gochara. Who knows the shloka? Tvam akinchana gochara.
ऐश्वर्याशता श्रीभिर्येदमानामधः पुमान् नैवर्हति अभिधातुं वै त्वाम् अकिञ्चन गोचर.
Yes, Krishna is the property of somebody who does not possess anything. So beautiful. Correct? Suppose you have something in your hand and somebody wants to come and give you. You have to first throw that away. No? How will your hands are full? So similarly, our hands are full with so many things. I possess. When Krishna, somebody may be very rich person, but does not possess anything. And somebody may be poor person, but he possesses the 2 rupees. Yeah, that's mine. So it is very difficult to ascertain. And time will test us. Time will test us. One day a situation will come where I have to leave certain things which are material. And then how much my heart is disturbed shows that do I have any realization? Can I able to easily give it up? No, I cannot give it up. I am so much feeling it belongs to me. So, just like Srila Prabhupada was said, he was developing his business, and Prabhupada was feeling there is no need for him to dedicate his life for the Guru's mission, in the sense that no need to leave the family, everything. I will keep developing all this economic development, and through that money I will try to spread Krishna consciousness. He was busy. He was writing beautifully, he was printing it by his own money, and more or less he was distributing it free. He was selling something, but most of it he was distributing free, even sending around the world. So he was thinking, yes, I can do this. I don't have to, like my god brothers, go door to door to beg, to spread the movement. I am a rich businessman, I can do this. Then suddenly, Krishna's will, what happened? Everything vanished. Nothing was there in front of him. His business collapsed, everything. Total collapse. And then now what he did is to do? He looked at his relatives, they lost interest in him because he has no money. Nobody wanted to help him now in this condition. That's what happens. When in problem, the best of friends will disappear, they will all run away. So now in this condition, when I told you that example, no? Somebody get kidney problem, people, even relatives stop lifting phone, because every week, twice, thrice you have to do dialysis. Who will pay for it? Every week, 1,000, 2,000 rupees. Who will pay? Even relatives stop lifting the phone. So this is the condition. So when Prabhupada says this condition came, as Prabhupada said, it was very painful actually. Suddenly when it changes like that, it's very painful. But then Srila Prabhupada took it as an impetus. This is an indication that Krishna wants me to completely surrender to him. And then, without any remorse, without any regret, taking it as a special Krishna's mercy, Srila Prabhupada started the ISKCON movement. Totally, taking it as a mercy of Krishna. Just imagine, we have wealth, we have business, and not small. Some people said Prabhupada will become another Tata Birla. He was becoming so big in his business, growing. He had factories, he had big business, and suddenly everything collapsed. What does he feel? He introspects as Krishna's will, and because of that, without any regret or remorse, with great happiness, he said, okay, that is Krishna's will, now let me fully dedicate myself to the Guru's mission. He is there in Vrindavan. Imagine a rich man now, he is in Vrindavan, he doesn't have anything now with him. He is struggling to pay the rent of a small room in Radha Damodar temple. He is writing magazines there, he is distributing those magazines, then he writes Bhagavatam there. He is so peaceful, no remorse. Some people have like that, why God did this to me? I was using my money for His mission only. I was sincerely dedicated to Him. Can He not see that? What kind of God is this? I lose faith in Him now. Some people will act like that. No. For ordinary neophyte devotees, Krishna doesn't do this test because they are so possessive of their own items. If things are taken away like that, they will become atheist. Correct? So Krishna knows not for them. For somebody who actually completely wants to dedicate himself to Krishna's service, much more advanced, but some things are blocking it. So Krishna takes it away and then gives it back after some time. Suppose I want to advance in Krishna consciousness, but I'm attached to something, Krishna will take it away. Because he wants you to completely surrender to him. But not for a neophyte. Neophyte is so possessive of whatever small things he has. And if some any gymnastic like that Krishna does, they will lose faith in him. So for him, them Krishna doesn't do. So don't worry, for us it will not happen. But for an advanced devotee, when something is possessive of, just like Prabhupada thinking, this family I should take care, all these things, so Krishna said, I take it away. Now you have anything? No, I don't have anything. Come. So the full, and also not only that, see, as I was discussing, this world is an illusion because it is temporary. Correct? The forms in this world are illusion because there is imitation of the forms of the spiritual world. But the biggest illusion is the relationships of this world. Because they are not actually real. Simply drama. So, when Krishna took away the wealth of Srila Prabhupada, and the way the relatives started behaving around him, he could see their real nature. Actually, none of them had any love for them. Because he was able to maintain them, because he was able to give some gratification to them, they were very grateful to him and showed affection. But the moment out of some situation he didn't have money, that's it. Prabhupada could see the real nature. Prabhupada said in one of his prayers in Vrindavan, I have the list of names of all my relatives. It's just a list with no meaning. Nobody wants to help me now. Only a list, meaningless list. Just like we said, this is my this relative, this is my this relative. Just a list with no meaning. And as the Kali Yuga is progressing, it's only a list, meaningless list. Previously, people had more affection in relation, but today it's all gone. So then, when he could see the real nature, he was absorbed in Krishna's service. The same way, we can also be by realizations gradually. If you don't take realizations sweetly, by reading Srila Prabhupada's book and by serving him, Krishna within the heart, Tesham satata yuktanam. What is the shloka?
Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te.
So when we are engaged in Krishna's service, Krishna gives dadami. Dadami means Krishna gives. It is his property. Somebody, and you can feel, so wonderful, my Lord. Take care, so Krishna can gift you the realizations. Try. So we see small thing we are stuck into. Just like I remember I had gone to some city and I saw somebody arranged for me to stay in somebody's house, and I saw they watching cricket match. Frivolous sports. Prabhupada says, why? So frivolous sports, frivolous news, frivolous relationships, we are lost into that. Okay? Because no realizations are not there. Realizations are there, we will not waste our time. Tvam akinchana gochara. When somebody has given up this stupidity, then he can hold Krishna within his heart. You want Krishna, then you have to be qualified. Prabhupada, Krishna doesn't talk to nonsense people. Yesham satata yuktana. Constantly those who are engaged in it. Bhajatam priti. Priti means very favorably. They want to actually please the Lord. Priti purvakam. They are engaged whole day. Full energy in the day they are put in pleasure of Krishna. Dadami. To those people Krishna gives. And then not only that, when we see realization in somebody, we also feel is so fortunate to get the mercy. Like Prabhupada said, the amount of mercy the gopis got, nobody got. Even Shiva did not get, even Narada did not get. What is so special of that? Priti Purvaka, they please the Krishna more. So Krishna is a reservoir. He is ready to give. Yayata ma prapadyante. But to the degree we are able to please him by our service. He is a person. He's not a machine. What is he? He's a person. But when we show possessiveness for whatever little things we have, we show all enjoying spirit in the material we have, what mercy you will get? You cannot handle that, you cannot digest that mercy. What Krishna can give us? So there is with us the best friend, the Lord is there. Gradually he is realized by the mercy of the Acharyas, by mercy of Krishna as we engage in his service, and the life becomes successful. Hare Krishna everybody.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Prabhuji,
Krishna.
Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Thank you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much
Hare
for the
Krishna,
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Dandavat
Prabhuji.
Pranam,
Pranam.
Prabhuji.
Thank you
Hare
so much,
Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Pranam, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Chalo have
Hare
darshan.
Krishna,
No?
Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
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 Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
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 Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
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 Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama, Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Shri
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
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 Hare,
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Rama,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Pravanam,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
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 Hare,
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Rama
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Rama,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
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 Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
darshana
Rama,
Mataji.
Hare Hare.
Everyone, Pranam.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare